You know, I've been pondering this for quite a while, and there's no other way I could say it except for what does this world come to? I mean, there's been wars for millennia for over something as simple as religion. You know, there's a group of people out there. Well, more than actually more than one group of people out there that fight and that terrorize other people because they believe that their religion is the religion to have, and you know, some religions don't believe that women have any rights at all, you know, and stuff like that. And here I am at 48 years old, and I have never understood why one group or you know, more than actually, well, like I said, more than one group of people have to oppress or try to oppress another group of people or groups of people. I've never understood that. We were all put on this earth by God, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah. The only way I could put that is the horse by a different name is still a horse. I'm not trying to call God a horse, don't get me wrong on that. But all I'm saying is there's many different words for one being. And whatever you call that one being, the common denominator is the same. That he is God, that he is Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, whatever. You know, you have your beliefs, I have my beliefs, they have their beliefs, and they have their beliefs, and why try to oppress somebody because their beliefs doesn't go with yours? You know? That's what makes my country, and I'm not trying to toot the horn of my country because my country's screwed up anyway. But that's what makes this country so great, is because we have the freedom of religion. There is a certain group of people in one of these northern states that have gone out and say that Islam is the way to go. You know, you may think that Islam is the way to go. That is your belief. You're in this country, that is your belief. You have the freedom of your religion. You have the freedom to practice your religion in this country. But, I mean, don't try and oppress my freedom of believing and practicing my religion. Basically, I'm non-denominational. I believe in God. I'm a Christian. But I don't believe in belonging to a certain faction to pray to God and to believe in God and whatever else have you. I was born and raised Catholic. I fell away from the Catholic religion. I was agnostic for a while. Almost to the point of atheism, but not quite. Because there were certain little things that happened that, you know, kept my belief hanging in there and believing in a higher power. But then something happened to me which turned the tables and brought me off the fence to the one, you know, to the right side. Or the left side, depending on what handed you are. But anyway, I guess what I'm saying is have your own belief. Believe in what, you know, believe in your religion. Believe in the way your religion practices, the way your religion has its rules and laws, but don't oppress me for my beliefs. Don't oppress me for um, not having the certain way of doing things that you do. Um, I mean, it's just, religion is one of the stupidest things to have a war over or an argument. It's a God-given right to practice the way you want to practice. And there are a few religions out there that have a very different belief than the social norm. I'm not going to mention any of those. I'm not going to mention, anyone. I'm not going to attack any one religion because you guys have your own belief system. You have, your way of doing things. I have my way of doing things. Your way doesn't bother me, so why should my way bother you? That's what I'm trying to get at. And the more we believe in something, I've noticed this. But, I'm not a total, in your face Bible thumping. It's this way or the highway type of Christian. I am one to where if somebody starts talking about it, I'll talk about it, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll try to change the subject onto something else. Even if, if they start arguing with me about a certain way of doing things, I'm going to say, hey, that's where the conversation ends, because I have my own beliefs, you have your own beliefs. They should stay that way. Because I am a very strongly opinionated person. And if you start dogging the way I believe, I'm going to let you know about it. I'm going to say, hey, this is the United States. We have our own belief systems. Everybody in this country has their own belief system, whether they're black, white, Jewish, Islam, Arabic or Islamic or whatever. We all have our own belief system. We all have our own ways of practicing religion, and that's what makes this country great, is because we have the freedom to practice religion in our own way. I'm asking anybody who comes into this country to not try and force your beliefs on everybody else in this country, because we have this thing called freedom of religion, and that's exactly what it is. Or, if you feel it this way, you have the freedom from religion. And the only thing I hate is there's a certain group of, well, I wouldn't even say a certain group of people, but there are people out there that do not believe that religion should be publicized or, out in public. Like, I believe that the Pledge of Allegiance should be in school. But there's a lot of people that say no, because it has the words "under God" in it, that it shouldn't be in school. Well, when I was a kid, we said the Pledge of Allegiance, and that one "under God" was the only time we referenced God during that whole school day, or the whole school week, when we first started our day. And we said the Pledge of Allegiance. That was the only reference to God in that whole week, was in the morning when we did the Pledge of Allegiance. But there was people that, hey, we have the separation of church and state, so therefore they took the Pledge of Allegiance out of the school. Now we have a whole generation of kids who don't have any respect. What is wrong? I mean, you know, I don't know. I I guess what I'm saying is, and the whole Pledge of Allegiance is, you know, not in school thing. That's the least important thing on my mind right now. The only important thing on my mind right now is that, like I said, we have freedom of religion in this country. Or, like I said, freedom from religion. But practice the way you want. I'll practice the way I want. We won't talk. We won't dog each other for our belief systems. I'm gonna tell you what. I have a lot of friends who are Islamic. And the one thing that we have agreed upon, and I've had these friends for quite a few years, and the one thing that we have agreed on is they won't talk to me about their religion, and I won't talk to them about my religion, and we won't try and force it upon each other. And we're good friends. Really good friends. So the moral of that story is if religion is not involved in a friendship, then that is one stress point you don't have to worry about, and friendship could last longer. Just saying. So look at a person for the person, not for his belief systems. Because if I looked at somebody for their belief system every time I went to meet a new friend, I probably wouldn't have any friends. Because their beliefs don't coincide with mine. Man, that's all kindergarten crap. Get a life. Let's all start talking about something else other than religion. Leave religious freedom alone in this country. That's what we have it there for. So you could, like I said earlier on in this video, so you could believe the way you want to believe, and I'll believe the way I want to believe. And a lack of a better way of putting it, if you can't play nicely in my country, then get the hell out of the sandbox. Hit the wrong button.